So we've all had moments that we wish we could do over, right? Moments where our peace is disturbed for whatever reason, and it shows up in not so great ways, like getting frustrated at our kids or frustrated at the traffic in the morning, or maybe the grocery lines. Whatever it is, we can't change the past. But what if you had a habit of stopping in these moments and reframing and reclaiming the joy that is present? So I'm going to share with you in this video a very simple 30-second habit that you can bring into any moment to do just that. So I just want you to first think back to maybe the last time this happened for you. Maybe it was this morning, maybe it was last week. But either way, something triggered you and your thoughts became really focused on this thing. And those thoughts started to conjure up some feelings, and those feelings were not so great. So whatever it was, maybe you were worried about the meeting tomorrow, or maybe somebody cut you off in traffic, or maybe your kids aren't acting the way that you want them to, because why would they? Or maybe you're frustrated about the long line at the grocery store. This was my thing that used to get me all the time. So what's happening here is that you're just perceiving the present moment in a way that is disturbing your peace. So you know your peace is disturbed when you're caught in the negative thought cycle and your thoughts start activating fear-based emotions. So things like frustration and anger, or sadness, or unease, or stress, or worry. So in any given moment, the good news is that you have the power to shift your thinking from fear-based thoughts to thoughts that are based in love. And here's a secret. Believe it or not, thinking with love is actually your natural state. You're just out of practice, like most of us, because you're brought up in a world that conditions you to think with fear. So the next time your fear-based thoughts arise, try this. So first and foremost, don't resist the feelings. Don't resist the emotions. Just notice them and see them for what they are. So remember, you're not your thoughts, and you're not your feelings either. You are the observer of your thoughts and your feelings. So next time it happens, just notice, like, oh, here's this frustration again. Yeah, this has happened to me before. And then take that as your cue to practice this habit. And remember, most thoughts are simply habitual patterns in your conditioned mind. So here it is. The next time something happens like this, close your eyes if you can, maybe not while you're driving. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, I am willing to see this in a new light. Again, I am willing to see this in a new light. And then just let it breathe for a few moments. And then notice what begins to happen after that. Because the truth is, you are capable of a different choice in any moment. So here's what happened to me after I began practicing this technique, especially in long grocery lines, which again, would always really get to me. So what I started to recognize about myself was that I was in resistance to being in this long grocery line because I wanted to be somewhere else. I wanted to get on to the next thing. I had all of these things on my list to do, and I had this belief that the next thing was way more important than standing in this line right now. And because of that, I was just simply not willing to relax into that moment and to just let it be what it was. I didn't have a way to reframe my mind and the thoughts that came up, that always came up in this situation. So even after the first time I did this, in that moment, I could feel the frustration starting to just dissolve. And I started to feel more at ease. And then I allowed myself to start to just look around, right? And I would just be there. And I would just be there with the people in the line, and I'd start smiling. And then something interesting happened. Because I was there in that moment, and I started to just observe people. And, actually not just observe them, but to really see them. We don't often really see each other. Then I started to interact with them in small ways. I started to smile at the people in line. And then maybe if they'd smile back, I'd start engaging in small talk. And maybe even if they didn't smile back. And then I'd even start trying to be helpful if I could, wherever possible. And then these moments became filled with love and connection with other human beings, rather than with the stress and the frustration that I used to feel in these moments. And it worked because it helped me let go of this habitual pattern that I had created that was based in this belief that the next thing was more important than this thing. So, in any given moment, it is possible to be in complete bliss and joy in the midst of something that you find normally really annoying, simply by using this technique and reframing your perception. So, try it. You don't have to take my word for it. Just try it the next time this happens to you and let me know. Let me know what happens. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, share it with your friends, give it a like, and I'll see you next time.